Now that most of us are staying home and are in need of some company on the internet, I thought I'd add myself to your watch later playlist and share my how I cried for 20 minutes watching the finale of Stranger Things 3 story. Before we begin, I hope you've been taking care of yourself and making the best out of this new normal. I've been watching Jack Stauber's new normal video, which would have scared me so much as a little boy, but now watching it as an adult, I can just appreciate it. That and Red's War We Made have been my favorite quarantunes that have gotten me through these days. My Life and Gifts Instagram story is pretty much how I've been. I've had so much more time for my hardcore editing sessions, and I've started watching our dear friend John on Twitch. Now it's a little late, like 7 months late, but most of us are in quarantine mode, so you never know what crazy stuff you'll catch us doing. But my story does include massive spoilers, and I cried a lot, and I don't want to take that potential experience away from anyone. It all started 45 minutes into the final episode. Well, the crying part. When I watched the first episode, I was not a happy boy. Hopper felt different because of something I'll get into later, and they took his beard away, but he gets it back in Black Widow. I think it's important to note that I didn't like the characters for a bit because it made me crave something to be emotionally attached to. I told myself I was still going to watch to the end, and I believed that it was going to get better eventually. And once the crazy shit started dropping, it very much redeemed itself. When Elle reminds Billy of the beach when he was like 7 years old and how high he said the waves were, it reminds him that that was the only good day he's ever had in his life. The show makes us believe that dragging him to the upside down is what he deserves, but it's really not, and it's sad because we realize that after he sacrifices himself. The part that hit me the most was Hopper. Hopper's always been my favorite because he's the best dad, and I guess when I was watching it, I didn't realize that he was gonna die until like the seconds before. When I theorize about an event or until one answer makes sense, or even if I'm just watching what's happening on screen, I get thinking about it forever. In Hopper's note, he wrote that he felt like he was in such a cave and always got so angry all the time without her, and I can miss some things that I've moved away from naturally, or even just the old days that I wish I could go back and experience again. And him saying that life can be surprising but also hurt, but that the hurt reminds you that you're not in the cave. It just reminds me that things do change, and it can be sad sometimes, but there's always an opportunity to make things better. It's a lot to just suddenly drop on you, I'm sorry. It's the most emotional I've ever been watching something. That final episode is so powerful that whatever mindset you're in, it can grab you and pull you in, and it makes what you're watching the only thing that you think about. I sadly do not have me actually crying in video, but I hope you enjoyed my story. If it resonated a little bit with you, share your thoughts in the comments. I guess this is just something I made to look back on while production for season 4 has temporarily stopped. And to end this video, when I was working on the Thanksgiving thumbnail, I was listening to Heroes, and as I was zooming in on my face,
and you